Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason pitched an absolute gem against the Baltimore Orioles, going 9 innings, allowing 2 hits but no runs and collecting 10 strikeouts for an 85-pitch complete game shutout, which makes it a Maddox. How about that? Now, before we get going anywhere, I want to bring up a little bit of business. The official MLB scores have brought it to my attention that I had an error in my scorekeeping where I had accounted for 3 earned runs in a game against the Astros a few weeks ago. And it has been their determination, in fact, that only one of those runs was earned and the others were the basis of an error. So, as a result of which, Jason's ERA is now at 1.81 instead of 1.90, which I had it at before. Just letting you know. So let's get back out there and keep going. Okay, bullpen day. What have we got? Slider velocity is okay, I guess. Cut velocity, hits per 9 cap. Yes, please. Oh, I guess that's just... No, that is... Never mind.
The player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
What do we want to work on? Hits per 9, please. Okay, so it looks like our next outing will be against the Tampa Bay Rays in Fenway. Jason has faced off against the Rays 2 times before, has a 1-0 record against them, has a 4.15 ERA and a 3.16 WOBA. So clearly not the best showing against them previously, but we have the opportunity to get out there and show them what we're made of now. So let's get out there and get it.
Sunday afternoon baseball on the show as we welcome you inside Fenway Park in Boston. Today it's the rubber match of this 3-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. 2 of the best bats in the business go at it next on the show. Jason Parham, a right-hander from the Keystone State, gets the ball as the starter in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
Their ball club is going to have to keep a close eye on this one. This guy's nearing 200 innings on the season, and that's a lot of innings. A guy that takes the ball every 5 days. I'm sure they're going to watch to see if there are any signs of him tiring early in this one.
Now batting, Bo Gallegos. He will lead this one off today.
Well, it is worth noting that Jason is coming near to his mark of last season where he pitched 216 innings pitched. And he's still got something like 8 or so games on the season if I've got things figured out right. But first pitch of the game, make it a good one, Jay. Let's get it.
Underway now in the
2-seamer low, 4 strike. That's what I'd like to see.
Strike 1. Well, these Red Sox entering play here this afternoon. They've got to be considered one of, if not the hottest team in baseball right now. Winners of 8 of their last 10 ball games.
What an opportunity to get a chance to put our eyeballs on one of the best teams in baseball right now. This team has played so well.
Foul ball on the first base line, so that's 0-2. He was late on it, so the call here is for a high outside cutter, which I love. Let's get it.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit high and deep out to...
Oh, man, is that going? It's gone. First batter of the game takes Jason deep. Bo Gallegos. First at-bat of the game, and Jason has already given up a home run. My goodness.
4th home run for him on the season as the Rays move out on top 1-0.
Well, this has started off certainly quick. First batter of the game goes deep. Dare I say, ambush tactics?
I mean, I guess you could say ambush tactics, but I'm not sure what that would do for you. I mean, that was like 2 or 3 pitches in. That was 3 pitches into the sequence, so it's not really ambush tactics, is it? Granted, you don't expect the leadoff guy to try to take you deep, but sometimes it just happens.
He comes in with that average down in the 240.
So, pull our pants back up, try again. Ronald Torreyes, formerly of the Yankees, now of the Rays, of course, has a career .357 batting average, not including, if this one accounts for nothing, I suppose I should say, it'll be a 357 career average. So he's got pretty good records against Jay.
The windup and the 0-1.
Held up just in time on that two-seamer high.
Working this one behind the plate is Daryl Parker.
He would have probably missed it, but
you never really know what you're going to get from this guy.
Yeah, sometimes, and I'd hate to be mean and say he flips a coin back there because that's not the case. But as an offensive player,
little chopper on that two-seamer.
Zone, you just can't.
And he was early on it, so perhaps slider away.
Hey, come on now, one time right here.
Try a little showtime on it too, because of all my pitches, I have the least confidence in the slider.
Well, this is a foul ball.
But it'll go foul, and we'll do it again.
Hey, let it fly up there, huh?
Oh, I just gave up a homer on one of these, but
And there's one
well, cutter outside. That far outside is going to get nothing, so whatever. Let's try a change-up instead.
Get your pitch and drive it. Let's go, big dog.
The 2-2. Now a swing.
Okay, he's really fighting here at the plate. We're already at 9 pitches in the first inning, and we haven't gotten a single out, so getting the feeling this one's not going to be a Maddox. I mean, by definition, it can't be a Maddox because we've already given up a run, but you know what I mean. We're not going to pitch a complete game today.
The 2-2 one more time. Line. And that finds him
Second
out to
batter,
grass. It's
Ronald
a base
Tarias
hit.
gets himself a line shot to right center field, and he's on base to start the game. So we got 2 hits and 2 batters in the first inning with no outs.
Staying to it.
Night and day difference between yesterday and today, or rather, between the Orioles game of 5 or 6 days ago and this one.
Miguel Sano. As we run
And of course, we hung that curveball, so he punished it.
July and August. First pitch on its way. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Don't think for 1 second, after giving up already 1 homer, that he doesn't know where this lineup's headed. He's going to have to face the real sluggers right now, and he's going to have to execute.
Takes a fastball
Okay,
on
there's
the
finally a
inside corner.
strike. Jason seems to have a little trouble today getting those.
Wait for your pitch up there, huh?
On the ground.
Grounder to shortstop.
The second for one.
I think that's
On the
Raul
first,
Mondesi.
And they get them both.
Yes, indeed.
Time now
No,
for a
that
look at
was
the Rays of starting 9.
that was the wrong
Anybody catch your eye, Dan?
thing. That was from last time. It is Raul Mondesi, as it happens, to DJ, to first baseman Dan Vogelbach today.
Nice year so far. It's always a good feeling when you can lead your team in a category like home runs. I'm sure he takes a lot of pride in that.
Here's C.J. Cron now, hoping to stay hot. He had a couple of hits, including a home run yesterday.
All right, well, we finally got a couple outs, but it has cost us quite a bit to do so.
And now
So I
pitch on
think
the
this
way.
one's just going to be one where you have to get out here and struggle.
And he lays off there.
Ump
1-0.
doing us no
Is
favors
what
on
you
that
may call
changeup
a
on the
stingy
black. It's
starting
1-0.
pitcher. Rarely gets hit around, and on top of that, he usually excels at limiting free passes. A great combination to have.
Okay, so 1-1 on that
starting pitcher. 1,
fastball,
limiting
center
the number of
plate.
pitches that you throw into a game, and 2, getting outs as quickly as you can. And there aren't too many guys that do it better than this guy. Not a lot of pitches. One of the things I like, he's in.
So how about a
most of the
slider,
first
I
pitch
guess?
of every at bat.
kind of reaching for stuff here because my usual attitude of just throwing everything up here and having people wail us whiff at it is not working. See, this is where being an actual pitcher and having a good idea of what pitch sequencing would be and what to throw batters would come in handy. Unfortunately, as I have no athletic talent and never played a single baseball game in my life, don't have any of that. So we just kind of got to do what we do.
Stay hot now.
This, incidentally, is one of the reasons why sabermetrics often has a hard time getting any traction amongst the old school baseball establishment.
So 1 run on 2 hits, including the home run. No
The
errors, and no one left.
guys who are doing all the number crunching frequently are not the guys who are out there on the field. They're the folks who More often than not, were the kids in the stands with the scorecards or collecting the baseball cards and not really out there on the field, or at the very least, if they ever did play baseball, they never played it at a professional level. The fact that the statistical models that they have developed are, in fact, pretty valid when it comes to baseball, and they do show some pretty strong correlations between their models and the behavior of the baseball and the players. That's one thing, but to be able to tell somebody that they need to focus their pitches to one side of the plate when facing one particular batter.
Looking up, and it's
okay, 2 innings, 2 home runs. Not liking this at all. So Rays go up 2-0 in the top of the second with no outs. Jason, I think, needs to be thinking about those showers already.
2-0.
I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, even the best pitchers have bad days on the mound.
In 3 days, I'd say he's seeing the ball pretty well right now. I think it's time to start pitching around this guy.
Standing in now.
Well, pull your pants up again, JD.
Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1.
Nothing you can do but keep going out there till they take you out of it. Circle change, gets a chop at the plate. Yeah, I don't know what I got. My fastball's not working. My cutter's not working. Changeup's working okay, I think, but I can't work off of my changeup. Try a curveball, I guess.
High in the air and
Little pop fly. Jackie Bradley Jr. going to get to that one. Yes, he is, but he has to run a long, long way to get there.
So here's how the Bo Sox are positioning themselves defensively. And guys, this starting pitcher right here is in the top 5 in the league in strikeouts. And what does that tell me? That tells me that his defense cannot fall asleep in this one. They better go through their pre-pitch routine. They better stay on their toes and stay engaged in this one in case something finds a barrel.
Max Kepler the next to grab a bat. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning.
Just realized that I had Max Kepler put in wrong in my spreadsheet here, which is not a good thing.
Your pitch only, huh? Let's get you out here. Hey, get your pitch and drive it, huh? Lasers.
First pitch.
I mean, his name is not Cax Kepler.
Called strike over the outside.
That sounds like a Star Wars name, honestly. See, this is what it's going to devolve into. Jason is going to be performing so bad today that I have no recourse but to talk about stuff that has nothing to do with the game at hand, because I can't bear to think about how badly Jason's performing today.
See a good one right here.
The windup and the 0-1.
Try that 2-seamer again. Come on, Jay. Get that strike. So we're there on that one.
Hey, as a hitter right here, you can't be leaning out over. I know those first 2 pitches were in the outer half, but nothing saying he can't ride a fastball in right.
Well, now I'm going to try a slider inside, see if I can't get him swinging over that one.
And now a slider.
Well, I can't get him swinging over it, but I can get him to watch it go right on by. So,
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his
You know.
swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be
Incline
real
your
hard for some
keister
guys to overcome when teams start
onto
figuring out
the sitting
what
surface
locations
of your
you just
choice.
can't handle.
in a way that makes you feel good, I suppose.
In now, Bryce Baroa. Swing and a line drive.
Foul ball, but that one had a line shot potential, so if he could have held back a little more on that one, that would have gone right down the third base line and gone for a double, probably.
0-1.
Try a two-seamer again. Ooh, generous call there on the outside corner.
Nice job of
Inside
bouncing back
corner.
after the leadoff homer.
See, this is where I'm at right now. I can't even tell the difference between inside and outside.
Curveball locks.
And Bryce Baroa watches one sail on by, so
So 1 run here on 1 base hit, the home run. No errors.
he was watching the wrong baseball game, I guess.
On now to the bottom of the second. Tampa Bay leads this one 2-0. Stepping into the box, Daniel Robertson. And the home-away splits tell us he's actually quite a bit better hitting on the road than he is at home.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
Hey, you got it. No one better. Let's go.
The windup
Well,
and the
Boston
0-1.
is not helping me out with any run support today. So, Rafael Devers, nice little diving catch, gets Daniel Robinson before he can get to first base. That's one out.
Reactions on that one and a good job.
Anyway,
to get down on the
Boston
ground
is not giving us any
in time
run
to
support
smother it.
today,
Still
so it's
able
going to
to
have
make
to
the
be
throw. And of course, he did that
either
too.
we limit the damage from here on out and hope that our guys can start swinging some bats, or just, write this one off and try again next time.
Pick one out and drive it, kid.
Stepping in now, Bo Gallegos. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. Second at bat for him, and remember, he led off the ball game with that home run to get this offense going.
Yeah, I'm in no real hurry to give him another one to mash, but
Fielder.
This is the cat and mouse that I love right here. You take the pitcher deep last time up. Now you're 2-0 again. No way he gets a fastball right here.
Hot shot.
well, he did get a fastball, but that one's right at Raul Mondesi. It's not going to give him anywhere except right back to the bench.
Now at the plate, Ronald Torreyes. He reached on a single in his first try.
Yeah, sometimes you just have games like this where none of your stuff seems to work, and
A changeup that
you just
catches
kind
the
of got to
corner for strike
struggle
one.
through and keep the damage to the minimum until they finally take you out.
Come on, guys.
Into the windup. Here comes
What was I
the
talking
0-1.
about earlier? About the
Ground
stats
ball
nerds?
sent back up the middle. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
Anyway, Ronald Torreyes gets himself another base hit, so he's knocking one straight up the middle.
D-roll, that's just what you want
2
to
for
do.
2 on the day.
He's given up a couple of runs early on
Now
in
he's
this
up to a
game, and now it gets
467
up to
batting
12.
average against
Yeah, no
Jason, which I
chance
think
right
is
there. You
one of the
wanna make
best
this
I've
guy
ever
work.
seen
You
for
wanna try and
somebody
get to the
playing
net
against
as
Jay.
As possible, and if 2-out knocks are the answer, so be it.
Here's Miguel Sano. And he puts it on
Little
the ground
chopper
to second.
over. No,
It's
DJ
tricky,
can't
but he
dive
can't
for
make
it,
the
so
play. It's a base hit.
Miguel Sano gets himself a
And that
base
runner
hit.
will go no further than
So
second.
3
There are
innings,
2 aboard now.
4 base hits, 2 home runs.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's
Looking
able to
real,
keep his
real
hands
bad
inside
for
that
Jay
ball,
today.
Stay square as long as possible and feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
Into the box now.
I mean, I do my best not to intoxicate myself when I'm playing these sessions because I'm barely comprehensible as it is, but I may have to take myself a little swig of something to make sure that I know that, make sure that I don't remember this one.
Get a good one.
Try a change up now for CJ Crone. Taps it, gets up in Mr. Blake Swihart's beeswax. 0-2 now. So let's go ahead and use a little showtime because I'm not going to be out here that long. Little tapper over to Jose Abreu. He's going to run onto the mound, and that'll end the inning.
The inning is over.
And good riddance.
Strand a pair. They're up 2-0. Matt Vasgersian back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac as Kevin Kiermaier settles in to start the inning.
So still no runs for Boston into the top of the 4th.
Come on, fellas. Let's go.
Here's the first pitch to him.
I mean, we're not exactly into
Not
exactly into
Oh, wow,
long
that's what
reliever
they call
territory
a
right now, but
jam
as far as
sandwich.
Jason goes,
Wow,
this is a
not much
terrible
you can do
start
with
for
that
him.
pitch that's in tight.
The 0-1 on its way. And a fast
Kiermaier holds off on a 2-seamer low. Had good timing on it. He just had good enough eyes not to swing at that sucker. So let's give him a change up low and away.
Hey, let it fly up there, huh?
The 1-1. Takes a
Swing and a
pass
miss
misses
on
that
one low
strike two.
again. So how about a 2-seamer outside if I can get it? I don't feel too bad about a 1-2 pitch.
High in the air down the right.
And that one's high. JD Martinez is over, and I don't think he's going to get it. Nope.
No chance to run it down.
Swings foul. But he was early on the pitch, so how about a changeup, low and away again. See if we can get that strikeout. Swing and a miss. Get off my plate.
First down. Into the box, Miguel Gomez.
Up next for Tampa Bay, the designated hitter,
I can't remember if I have talked about it in the context of this series, but there's an interesting book out there by the name of The Only Rule Is It Has to Work. And I'm going to have to look up the authors when I get a free second, but
You got it. No one better. Let's go.
the idea is there's a couple sports writers out there who work for outfits like
This gets foul. It's 0-1.
I can't remember what the names of them are right now, so I'm going to have to look those up as well. But, like, idea is they're sabermetric sports writers for, like, baseball prospectus and outfits like that who specialize in sabermetric analysis.
Here we go.
And they got the opportunity, or they were offered the chance to act as, basically they were like the, not quite GMs, but they were like the assistant managers for a
Hit out towards second.
independent baseball club out of Sonoma, California called the Stompers. And they were given the chance to act as, you know, not just assistant managers, but basically like set the lineups, set the training instructions, you know, do whatever they needed to do to apply their sabermetric principles in an actual baseball playing environment. You know, they basically had carte blanche over everything except on-field decisions, which were still in the hands of a manager. And the title of the book comes from the instructions that they had, which was that they could do anything they want. They could turn it into their own little sabermetric mad science laboratory. But the only rule is anything they did had to work.
Find the ball. Find the ball.
And my recollection is that they did eventually make it to the postseason of their little league there in Napa Valley, but they did not ultimately win their championship. It was an interesting read for a couple of reasons, not least of which was you don't often get a chance to
pretty painless half of the
read
inning
and
all
think
told.
about a lot of these principles that get applied in these games.
It's the Rays 2 and the Red Sox nothing.
And they were doing things like 4- and 5-man outfield. They were doing like all 4 men on one side of the second base as a shift. You know, all sorts of kind of weird and interesting things. But, you know, as you would expect, there were some old-time ball players with whom they had some personality clashes, and, you know, some people didn't see it quite the same way they did. But, you know, there were a lot of folks there who, you know, would not have been there if it weren't for these two guys, these two sports writers who dug through each of they dug through a lot of data to sign players that nobody had ever heard of, which on that level, nobody has ever heard of those players, but like they're guys that the professional scouts looked at and took a hard pass on that still had the potential to play good baseball. But for whatever reason at that time, there was just not considered enough potential for these guys to justify even a minor league contract. And at that level of baseball, it's not like there's a heck of a lot of money or exposure involved anyway. You're kind of playing it for the love of the game. So they had a lot of interesting folks playing for it. Can't remember his name, but I do remember that one of the not quite pivotal, but like one of the significant events of their season was that they had the first openly gay professional baseball player play on their team.
First pitch of the
One of
at-bat
their
on its way.
starting pitchers, I think.
Swinging a soft liner. That gets
Okay,
down,
well,
and he's got himself
back
a
in the
base
game
hit.
anyway, Daniel
Number 9
Robertson
batter
gets
comes
himself
through
a
that
soft
time,
liner
so
to
it'll
center
now be up to
field,
the top
and
of the order with
that
one
puts a
away.
man on base with one out in the top of the fifth. Yes.
Struggling like this guy is,
Just goes to show you, I am still paying kind of attention to the game. Haven't totally tuned it out, and I haven't started drinking yet.
He hasn't had much luck this year, but he'll take that any day.
Standing in now.
So Cutter
Gallegos.
to the
No
outside and
balls
gets
in
a
the strike to
strike.
count. Robertson, base runner.
Warming up a little bit, maybe. Not a heck of a lot, but like, I'm no longer ice cold up here and giving up hits to everybody.
Oh, double play ball
Chopper
to
over to second.
LeMahieu's got
That's
it
going to
to
be,
second for one. The
well, he's not going to
relay
get the
not in
tag,
time
so
as he
it's only
beats the
going to be
throw
a
by a
fielder's
step.
choice, but at the same
That
time,
was kind of a high degree of difficulty play.
we
that
get a
time.
man on
You see
first
the
with an extra
off-balance throw
out,
to
so
second
base state
base,
does not
and he
change,
couldn't
but
get a lot
outs
on it, but they
increase
did
by
get the
one.
out.
Two down now.
Now, Ronald Tarias again. He is red hot against Jason, so at this point, just try to minimize damage.
Now a move over to
And,
first,
you know, keep that
and
guy
he'll
on
get back
first.
in
Not
standing.
feeling so comfortable.
Go.
Ronald Tarias the next to bat.
Swing and a
As he
miss.
pulled back on the swing,
Check
but he went
swing, I
around
guess,
for the
but
first
that was on
strike.
the
2
inside.
hits and 2 trips for him thus far.
Cutter high outside is a call.
Ready with the 0-1.
Going with it.
Skied into straightaway.
Skied
right.
over to right
Martinez
field.
has the
JD
read on
Martinez
it.
is waiting on it, and that
This
will
one,
be
and
the out.
inning is over.
So 5 innings come and gone for Jason, and I can't imagine they're going to leave him out here much longer because he is still kind of struggling and allowing 6 hits in 5 innings. So you got to imagine they're going to let the relievers in here sometime.
Here's Miguel
Not today,
Sano.
though, or not right now,
2 in the
because they're
ball
leaving him
game.
out here for the 4, 5, 6 guys. Miguel Sano
Miguel
up to the plate, top of the 6th.
Here comes the first pitch. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Strike for 1.
Hey, nobody away.
Cutter high. Next call.
The windup and the 0-1.
60 pitches going into the after 5
Wow,
full.
there's a pitch right there that this
So
guy
once
would like
again,
to have
even if
back.
he
Very
started pitching
rarely
great and we got
you
the
see a
lead back,
pitcher of this
I don't think they'd leave
quality
Jason
throw
out
one
here
right
very
down the
long.
middle, and boy, he took that one. He'd like to.
So try a slider outside, see if I can sucker him into swinging at it.
And
Yes,
a
I
good
can,
bite
and
to
that's
that
another
slider as he
strikeout,
swings through
fortunately.
it for the first out of the inning.
Well, we're all hearing his name in the Cy Young Award discussions at this
Excuse
point
me, I
in
got
the
it
season.
wrong.
It's
He's
pretty
facing
hard to
3, 4,
argue
5
against him
guys
when
in the
you watch him
lineup.
dominate a guy on 3 pitches and send him packing without much problem.
First baseman number 44, C.J. Crone.
Here's C.J. Crone.
So here's a curveball inside corner.
As he'll take a cold strike
Hits
at
the
the
spot,
knees. It's
finally.
0-1.
That's
0
strike
for
1.
2 from him so far in this one.
Now the call is for a slider outside. I'm going to go ahead and use Showtime on it. I think I was saying this earlier that I have the least faith in my slider, so I want to make sure that it goes where I want it to go and not where it wants to go.
This guy's pitching really well in this one so far. You could just see he's all
So if I can get another 2
attacking the
outs,
strike
I will
zone, and
come out of
when he
here
comes
with a
off the mound
quality
at the end of the
start,
inning,
which
looks
is
like he's
really all I
stepping
can
up
ask for at
big
this
old
point.
bucket of sassy.
Oh, and he
Swing and a
struck him out
miss.
as well, so he's carving
And
right
C.J.
through the
Crone
heart of
goes
this
down on
lineup, but
strikes,
there are
so
2
it's
away
not
now.
that we're
If
not
this doesn't
pitching
boost your
okay out here.
confidence
5
on the mound,
strikeouts in
I'm
6
not
innings.
Sure what does. That's
2
6
runs.
pitches and 2 strikeouts in the
So
inning?
far, you know,
That was
it's
a
been
really nice
okay.
fastball for the punch
but-
out on that one.
I don't know. After last game, this is kind of a Jekyll and Hyde outing.
Duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning. Flash you back and take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting, going back to the discussion of sabermetric books, there's a lot of interesting books out here that I really like. I've already recommended Smart Baseball by Keith Law.
Here's the first
There's
pitch
a
to him.
really good one by
And that one
Russell
stayed up a
Carlton
little high.
called The Shift that I really recommend, of course. The book is not, I mean, the book is kind of a dry read. It's not really something you would read for fun. But if you want to understand the actual principles behind a lot of this stuff,
Popped him up.
It's a good place to look.
Mondesi.
Pop up for Raul Mondesi, and that'll end the inning. So that's 6 innings for Jason. That's a quality start so far. So probably that's going to do it for him, because I can't imagine they're going to leave him out here much longer.
To the plate now for the
Oh,
Rays is the DH.
calling me surprised.
Miguel Gomez. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of good pitching and defense today.
Still, no score for Boston after 6 innings.
We're seeing some great plays on defense. This has been a snappy one up to this point.
Too high that time.
Oh, man. Ump does Jason no favorites with that cutter.
There's not too many umpires
1-0.
that are going to ring that first strike right there. That was borderline up, even though it was in the zone.
I know that they like to say that you don't get those high strikes called very much in the majors, but at the same time, sure would have been nice, wouldn't it?
See it, drive it. Let's go, kid.
And once again,
2 balls and a strike.
good-looking pitch that gets no love from the ump.
Hey, let her rip right here.
So give him a curveball outside corner. Hopefully he'll chop into a,
2-2.
well, he doesn't swing.
Well, he snapped that.
I'm not sure that he's swung at anything so far today,
He'll do well to keep putting
or
it there.
at least at this at-bat. Listen, you and I both know that words have meanings. It's just that I'm kind of an idiot.
And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to 3rd, and no swing. It's ball
Good
3.
timing on that one. He just held up just in time, so now it's full count. Yeah, I'm not too worried about this guy mashing, but
And a good take
Oh.
there. He's gonna have a leadoff man
on the other
before
hand,
the
that is
start
like
the
the
7th.
7th walk
It's
Jason has given up
That
all
was a great
season.
battle right there.
and I'm a
He
little
tried to
salty
get in the
about it.
chase, but he laid off some
And in
really
fact,
tough
that
pitches.
is gonna
He
do
got
it for
walked.
Jay
Gotta
today.
tip the cap to the batter that time.
So this is one to forget, I gotta say.
The Red Sox skipper's up out of the dugout.
6
and on
innings,
his
2
way
home
toward the
runs.
mound. And he's going to make a move, as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon.
But, you know, sometimes you just gotta have one of these outings that make the other ones look special, I suppose.
On his way into the ballgame now.
So with Pablo Palmeiro coming out to try to finish out the game, and hopefully, you know, we can pull a couple back, I guess we'll find out what we can do. But in the meantime, Jason is on the hook for the loss, and we've only got a couple innings left to go. So let's see what the Red Sox can do in Jason's absence. Survey says...
And that's save number 33 on the season for him, matching my career best for a season. The difference is he still has a chance to notch number 34. Another nice.
Well, this is one for Jason to just shower off, I think. He takes the loss on 6 innings of work, allowing 6 hits and a walk, including a Kevin Kiermaier and Bo Gallegos home run apiece for 2 runs, collecting 5 strikeouts. His record goes to 14-5 on the year, and he goes to 42-31 in his career. His ERA goes to 1.85, his FIP is at 2.42, and his xFIP is at 2.72. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.